Yes, people, apologies for the slight delay. Been a little busy, but I'm here to do a follow-on from the season preview and the Palace preview that me and Gumza did last night. We're going to be talking about William Saliba. We're also going to segue into a few other subjects. You know, a few other people have been talking about a few things about what Arsenal have spent and what the expectations could be. So we're going to get into it. Let's go. Yes, people, welcome to another session of the Armoury TV. First of all, first and foremost, we hit a milestone today, 500 subscribers officially. So I want to thank each and every one of you for your continued support, following the channel, for engaging with us, for giving us talking points, for bearing with us. You know, we love each and every one of you, and we want to continue to grow well into next season, keep bringing you amazing Arsenal related content. So I want to thank you all. Yeah. You know, it meant a lot. I hit 21,000 on TikTok yesterday. I also hit 2K on Twitter, 1,400 on Instagram. Be sure to follow all of our socials. The links will be in the bio for the post once you finish watching the show. But once again, I want to thank each and every one of you for subscribing and for continuing to bear with us. And yes, big dogs, good to see you there. Gas for the season, no excuses this year. A shit ton spent. Come on, you Gunners. Well, this is what I want to get into a bit. You know, sort of this kind of viewpoint. You know, I think I agree with it to a degree, but I think there's context that we need to look at. But yeah, man, you know, I'm excited for the season. I think we've had a great window. I think we've had a great preseason. And yeah, no, I'm definitely excited. I'm hoping we can get a result against Palace. But yeah, man, first of all, you know, in terms of what we aim to discuss today, William Saliba. I had the privilege of going to watch Arsenal this weekend for our game versus Sevilla. It was the first time that I've seen him live. I was in the clock end behind, kind of watching the defense in front of me for the first half. And yeah, mate, I think he exceeded my expectations of just how good he really is. You know, I think so composed, so cool, so calm, under pressure. His distribution, his tackling, winning balls in the air. Yes, Brennan, good to see you tuning in. And yeah, man, I think he's really due a big season, a big season ahead, man. I think he's going to be a class act. He was really controlling and marshalling that defense. You know, he was just really elevated. You know, the levels of our defense. I think him and Zinchenko being added into that back line have really strengthened it. And you know, it's great to have him finally back. You know, a lot has been said about, did Arteta really want him if he sent him out on loan? For me, he didn't have the experience needed to be able to come in and hit the ground running in our back line. So I think it was good that he went out and got experience. At first at Saint Etienne, formed a formidable partnership with Fofana of Leicester, who's now garnering interest from Chelsea. And yeah, you know, he got them to a French Cup final. The next season went to Marseille, helped Marseille kick on, helped them get back into the Champions League. Won French Player of the Year, Young Player of the Year, sorry, and got into the French team of the season. So I think he needed that experience to be able to come in to our defence. a lot of Arsenal fans single out Arteta having some kind of agenda against Saliba. That's not the case. You know, centre backs, they peak at a later age, as we all know, and the fundamentals that you need to learn to be a good defender come from making mistakes, especially in your young ages. So I feel he had to go out, he had to do that, had to learn his trade, and now he's looking ready. You know, like the other day, I can't stress enough how good we look defensively, you know. I think, you know, there's nearly 280 minutes in pre-season that we didn't concede with him in our defence as well. So you can really see that you know, that this guy's brought some competency into our back line. You know, he's got that physical presence, prowess, 6'2", good in the air. He just wants to win every ball, but he knows when to put his foot in. You know, he's not diving into challenges, you know, like some of our other defenders might do, as good as they have been, Gabriel and White. He's timing them. You know, he's biding, he's waiting, you know, like, and I really think, you know, he's going to, yeah, he's going to really help us at the back. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment about Saliba. You know, I think defensively, I'm really looking forward to seeing him. Give me a second, guys. Dry mouth. But yeah, like, I think today is going to be a true test for him against Palace. You know, they've got some good forward players. We know Elise is injured, but Zaha's still there. Still got players like Mateta, Benteke as well. Both that caused us problems last season. Palace took 4 points off of us. So I think this is a good litmus test, you know, to see where he is at in his development. But yeah, you know, I think, you know, in terms of, you know, tonight, I expect him to start. I definitely expect the team that's going to be named to be unchanged from the team that we've seen play throughout pre-season. The team that started against Sevilla, I expect to be the team that starts tonight. I don't think we'll rush Tierney or Tomiyasu back into the first team, although my understanding is that both are back in training. So yeah, I expect the team that is named to be very much unchanged from the team that we saw against Sevilla, the team that did very well. And yeah, I think defensively we need to be at our best tonight. You know, we need to put in a solid performance. I'd love to see a clean sheet, but our last 13 matches, I think we've only won like 4 games against Palace. We've drawn like 6, lost the rest. You know, I think we've lost, or we've drawn 5 or 6, or won 5 or 6, and we've lost 4. I think in our last 6, we've only won 1. Only won 1 against Palace. So a lot of people are running around saying that this should be an easy game. You know, it should be an easy 3 points. I think we just need to be careful and respect Palace. You know, for the team that they are, they've had a good summer as well. Obviously, they've got Vieira there, a winner, as we know firsthand. You know, so yeah, I think we need to give Palace the respect that they deserve, and just be mindful, you know, of the threat that they can pose us, you know, going forward, especially on the counter. But guys, there's 6 people watching. Smash the likes if you haven't already. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Hit the subscribe button. Please smash the likes. This all helps the channel grow. It only takes a second, 1 click of a button, and the likes are hit. If you could do that for us, you know, that would be great. But yeah, I want to hear your thoughts in the comments as well. Let me know in the comments what you guys think of tonight. Do you think Saliba starts? Do you think he should? What do you think your starting lineups would be? Score predictions. Let me know all of those in the comment section. All of you guys that are watching and tuning in. And yeah, it'll be good to hear from you. What I wanted to come back to, and it's not just the big dogs and Arsenal fans. This comment here about just looking at money spent. You know, I've been speaking to a few people on Twitter, on TikTok, naturally rival fans. I think it's 278 million, what someone pointed out to me earlier, that's been spent since Arteta has been our manager. And it'll be very easy to say, if you spent that much, you should be challenging for a title. You should be winning this. You should be winning that. You should be doing that. I find what happens very often when we look at the money that we spent, there is an isolation of context, yeah, on what exactly we spent the money on. I don't believe we've bought a single world-class player, and I don't think that's Arteta's fault. We haven't bought a world-class player because we haven't been in the Champions League. The world-class players want to go to teams competing in the Champions League, and we've not competed in the Champions League since Arteta's been here. The closest I would say maybe to a world-class player that we've signed is Thomas Partey. Now, to compete at the top level, and even to compete at top 4 level, the top 4 teams, or the teams that we're going to be competing against for a top 4 spot: Tottenham, Harry Kane and Son are world class. Chelsea, Thiago Silva, Mendy. I would argue James. I would argue maybe Kante, Jorginho. These are world class players. You know, like you look at, you know, even Man United with Cristiano Ronaldo. You know, as bad as you might think he is, I still think he's world class. Anyone that can get 18 goals in that United team last season at the age of 37, I think you've got to consider that they're world class. You know, you look at the likes of Liverpool and Man City. I mean, Liverpool, you know, for me, I'd say Alisson, Trent, Robertson, Van Dijk, Fabinho. I would say Salah. These are world class players. Man City, I would say Edison. I would say Diaz, maybe Laporte, definitely Cancelo, definitely Rodri, definitely Kevin De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva, Odin, Haaland. These are world-class players. So when you look at the money in isolation and you just say, we spent this much money, so we should be doing this, I think what we need to do is we need to ground that in a bit of realism, yeah? Arteta, right? I said this to a Tottenham fan yesterday. Conte's come in. He's not had to rebuild defense, midfield, and attack. He's had to rebuild the defense and maybe the midfield. The attack, he's had to add to it, supplement it, yeah? But Kane and Son being there and being world-class, that doesn't mean it needs a full rebuild, yeah? What Arteta is undergoing at Arsenal is a full rebuild. A full rebuild, yeah? We're talking defense, midfield, and attack, yeah? With no exceptions. With no players in any of those areas that were good enough or that fitted a system that he could work with or that he could work around, yeah? What you were looking at is a full rebuild, a reboot, yeah? A system reboot, Control, Alt, Delete. The way you want to, whatever way you want to look at it. Arteta is rebuilding his squad from the ground up. The ground up, yeah? With no exceptions for any positions. And he's rebuilding the squad options, yeah? As well as the first team 11. He's rebuilding the culture, the ethos of the club. You know, he's rebuilding the back room. He's rebuilding the relationship and the connection with the fan base. 278 million doesn't do this. It doesn't. Arsenal fans, rival fans, whoever you are watching, 278 million doesn't even scratch the surface of doing it. Pep Guardiola spent $500 million on his defense alone. You expect 278 million to do all of these things: rebuild a culture, ethos, style of play, connection with the fan base, and a team, a first team 11, from defense, midfield to attack, and the squad options on the bench. 200 million don't do that. 278 million don't do that. You know, you can't put a price on these things, yeah, but I can tell you, if you were going to do that, 278 million does not do that. So this no excuses narrative, yeah, I don't deal with excuses. I deal with the reality, yeah. The reality is where Arsenal were when Arteta took over was on the floor. I'm 38 years old, yeah? And that is the lowest point that I've seen Arsenal at in my entire life. I had to pause there for a second, yeah? And I have to say it again. The lowest point that Arsenal had been at in my entire life, and I survived the Bruce Rioch era, yeah? So these top four bus things, these no excuses narratives, these things, what you got to understand is where Arsenal are, right? Where we are at the moment is we're going forward. We're going forward for the first time in a decade, yeah? For me, this has been the first sign of progress since the Wenger years. And I'm not even talking about the last 2 to 3 seasons under Wenger. I'm talking way before that. Arsenal has not progressed as a football club in that time at all. We haven't. So sometimes, yeah, you've got to just go with that. And it might not be the quick, dramatic upturn in progress that you want to see. But sometimes that steady progression is better. You know, players are getting more used to working with the same manager, the same system, the same style of play, the same patterns of progression. Yeah. And as they develop that chemistry and that grows, and as we add quality to our squad, we will continue to get better. Simple. Yeah. So that's what I want to say on that. Yeah. But Brenny has come with a lineup here. An expected lineup. So he thinks Ramsdale will start, White will start right back, Saliba, Gabriel, Zinchenko, Partey, Xhaka, Odegaard, Saka, Martinelli, and Jesus. And as I said, that's the lineup that started against Sevilla, and I expect that to be the lineup that starts tonight. I expect that to be the lineup that starts tonight. Yeah. DWT, what's going on, my guy? Good to see you here. Tinctician thinks that we'll win. I can't remember who you support. Is it Chelsea or United? But good to see rivals tuning in, man. I hope that we do win. We don't buy superstars. We make them. That, Mr. Silver Fox, is a great point. Yeah. And the thing is, I like looking at Liverpool. Yeah. Because under Klopp, it's of my opinion that the only player that Liverpool signed that was world class at the time of purchase was Thiago. And look how many world class players that I named that was in Liverpool's team. I'll do it again. Alisson, Trent, Robertson, Fabinho, Salah. Yeah. When they had Mane, he was world class. Yeah. World class players. Yeah. He built them. He made them world class. He developed them. I liken him to Wenger. That's why I respect Liverpool. Yeah, because they do things the right way. Yeah. And I'm telling you, this is my belief. Yeah. This is my belief. Tierney, potentially Zinchenko, Saliba, Gabriel, Odegaard, Partey, and Saka. Yeah. Martinelli, maybe. Yeah. These are all players that have the potential to become world class. If they continue the rate that they're developing at, maybe Jesus as well. If they continue the rate that they're developing at, no doubt, you know, in a season or two's time, we can be talking about players that are world class, whilst we've got our Champions League spot back, and then we can go to market and buy more world class players. Yeah. So you're absolutely right, Mr. Silver Fox. You know, like, that's the way I look at Arsenal. You know, I look at this team as a work in progress, and looking at this finite top four or bust narrative, without saying that that is not my expectation. Yeah. And Europa League, winning that, without saying I want top four in Europa League. I want both. I want us to do both this season. I believe, yeah, that with 1 or 2 more additions, just 1 or 2, that we could be capable of doing both. And I want to see us do both. But I want to see us progress. Yeah. I want to see these players get better. Yeah. I want to see these players produce more. Yeah. More end product. Yeah. Because I think If we focus more on that, on the player development and the improvement of the football club, the scouting, the recruitment, the backroom staff, the coaching, and the manager, the rest will come. The top fours, and forget top four, yeah, because it's not a trophy to me. Yeah, top four is a stepping stone, yeah, to where we need to get to: winning the Premier League, winning the Champions League, winning the Europa League, winning the top prizes, consistently competing for them and winning them. Yeah, that's what top four is. Yeah, but when we get there, we have to be ready to be there, to compete. And I'm more looking at building that competitive squad, and that takes time and way more than 278 million. Way more, especially when you're building from the ground up. We've been the same. We have been the same at Liverpool. Past few seasons have been out best for years. Sorry, Tink Titian is a Liverpool fan. Yeah. And I was on a Twitter space last night with another Liverpool fan, and he likened our rebuild to Klopp's. The earlier stages, they wanted Klopp out. They were expecting results, and Klopp brought in players. A lot of them were questioned. Klopp's patience with them, a lot of that was questioned, and now you're seeing that pay off. Yeah, Liverpool, I think they've provided the way path. Yeah, the pathway. Yeah, that Arsenal could very much follow. Yeah, in trusting one person who knows the club, who knows what he's doing, and backing him. Simple as. Yeah, backing him through the best and the worst. Yeah, because what came out on the other side was a very dangerous animal. I think for me, Liverpool and City are the two best teams in Europe. Real Madrid won the Champions League, yes. But if you put Real Madrid in a league, in the Premier League, I'm not saying they'll struggle to compete. I don't think they hit the points tallies, yeah, that Liverpool and City have for the last 4 or 5 years. I don't. Yeah. When you're looking at consistency in a league format, that for me is the ultimate benchmark, yeah, of the strength of a team. Consistently in the toughest league in the world, yeah, Liverpool are churning out mad numbers, 90+ points, and they still didn't win a league last season. But they've been consistent in performing at that level. And trust me, it took way more than 278 goddamn million to get there. Agree. Senior Sub Vida, thanks for tuning in. I agree. You need to have a sustainable team, so we have a constant flow of homegrown and bought players flowing into the system. Chopping and changing managers is going to have a bad rippling effect. Excellent point. Let's look at Chelsea. Yeah. If you look at what Chelsea have spent in the last 4 to 5 years, and yeah, they've nicked the Champions League, the Club World Cup, the Domestic Cup. They've reached a lot of finals at Wembley that they haven't won. In terms of getting near where City and Liverpool are, they're not. They haven't been. And now, yeah, they're needing 5 or 6 players just to even maintain their top 4 spot. Why is that? They've chopped and changed managers for so many years. The fact that they've won trophies has probably blinkered them to the fact that right now they have a great squad. They have a great squad, but none of the players can fit into one cohesive system that the manager wants to use. So Tuchel needs time. I believe Tuchel is a world-class manager without doubt. Yeah, without a question. Tuchel is a top manager. Yeah, but when you consider he's only bought 4 to 5 players in at Liverpool, one was on loan. One is argued Lukaku. He didn't even want, and he's been sent back. Yeah, so have they got any closer to being able to take that next step and break into the Liverpool and the City bracket? No, I would argue. And the reason is because this squad is the remnants of 2 or 3 managers. The moment a manager wasn't given the time to figure out what was going wrong, he was sacked. A new manager comes in and he's like, right, now I have my ideas. Yeah. And now you need to back me to bring in these new players. Yeah. And because they had the money, they brought in the new players without considering needing to get rid of the old players. Yeah. And now this squad is a bloated sum of many parts of different managers. Yeah. That don't fit together. And that is why they're not in that bracket with Liverpool and City. And if you look at Arsenal, where we are at the moment, we are closing down on that pack. We are part of that chasing pack that is aiming and aspiring to get closer to those 3 clubs. And we're doing it. You know, you look at the last couple of head-to-head results against Chelsea. It's there to see, man. This doesn't mean that Arteta is isn't irreplaceable, but why are we going to sack in the infant stages of a rebuild? Precisely, this is what I've always said. Give him what he needs, yeah, so that from number 1 to number 11, yeah, the whole first team can be called his own, and then on top of that, yeah, the whole squad, 22 players, can be called his own as well, and then judge him with this harsh measure of top 4 or winning the Prem or bust. Yeah. Until that squad is his own, I can't judge him fully. Yeah. I remember when Liverpool fans, yeah, and Tink Titian will tell you about this, when they wanted Klopp out. But FSG stuck with him. Yeah, Thiago is the 1 star. They all have to build class players. That's why I'm looking at Nunes. Precisely. You know, these things take time, man. But Klopp's shown, like, his talent ID. For me, I think, you know, James said it on his show the other day. Yeah, James Wright, yeah, on the Armoury, when he was talking about the Edu interview. Arteta's talent ID, for me, I believe, and I'm not saying he's one of the best managers in the world. I'm just saying his talent ID, his ability to spot a player that is anonymous, yeah, is unknown to the world, to look at him, to see his qualities, and to be able to see a place for him in his system, and then develop that player. I believe Arteta's ability in this area is already up there with the best managers in the world at the moment. He's got other things to figure out as a manager, you know, his man management skills, you know, like his tactical in-game decisions, you know, like you know, the way he manages his temperament. You know, I think, you know, when he went at Klopp on the sidelines, you know, he thought that, you know, he riled up Liverpool's crowd, and that got them behind the players, and that was a mistake. You know, like, he makes mistakes in other areas, but the one thing he's not making mistakes in, yeah, bar William, every player that he has signed for Arsenal Football Club, yeah, when we looked at the summer window that we had last year, we looked at it and thought, we expected the worst. I didn't even expect us to get in the top 6. And yeah, we didn't get top 4. But to be in the top 4 race with that squad, look at the squad we had last season with that squad. That clearly shows that he has some nous as a manager. And if you give him better players and better tools to work with, what more could he achieve? Because we had no place being in the top 6 last season. In my opinion, that squad was the youngest squad in the Prem. It lacked quality in so many areas, but he still managed to get there and nearly got us top 4. So, yeah, man, that's just my thoughts, man. Tink Titian wanted Jesus to Liverpool. Wow. You know, like, I think a lot is said about Jesus, you know, like being the backup striker to a team that doesn't play a striker. if he was really that good, Pep Guardiola would have kept him. I think preseason's shown that he's a good player. You know, I'm not going to sit here and say that he's going to get 20, 30, 40 goals a season. No, I'm just going to say he's a better player than these lazy crash, you know, like observations of his ability gave him credit for. I will say that much. Yeah, I will say that much. He's better than that. He's better than that. Oh, he only got 8 goals last season. Yeah, like in the big games against Real Madrid, Pep trusted him. In the big game against Liverpool, yeah, where he scored one of the goals, and had City lost that game, they would have lost the title. He was picked. In those big moments, in those big games, he was picked. And he often delivered. You know, like, so for me, yeah, I think Jesus will be I think he's going to be a great addition to our team. I still think we need to bolster our attacking options a bit more with someone that can play as a striker. I feel like him and Nketiah are clones. Like the similarities in what it is that makes them good are there. But yeah, I think Jesus will be a great signing, man. Yeah, man. And Liverpool fans get it, man. All about building, dude. We've been there. Now look at us. There's patience that comes with that, man. Patience, man. But anyway, I'm rattling through the comments now. Mr. Silver Fox, we need to buy right now stars. Let Saka, Martinelli, Flores, Patino, etc. grow. Yeah, man. We do need to buy for the right now, but to attract the world class, the creme de la creme of the players on the transfer market, you need those Champions League spaces. So I believe what we're doing now is we're building foundations, yeah, of players that are able to take us to at least that level. And then when we get there, then we can buy players to take us to the next level. Yeah, that's what I believe that we're doing. So, yeah, man, you know, I think, you know, the young players that we've got there, they're hungry, you know, and they're developing. And as they develop, you know, as Saka's 20, 21, what's he going to be doing when he's 22, 23? You know, like Odegaard's 23. What's he going to be doing when he's 24, 25? And now he's got the armband as well. You know, so I think, yeah, we've definitely got to consider, yeah, that this is where we're at the moment. You know, in rebuilding our squad. We'll get there. But yeah, like, you know, we just need to just understand that we're waiting for these young players, you know, to develop. Big up Munzie, Man United player, Palace fan. Sorry, Man United fan. Palace to win 2-0. Munzie, focus on your own dead club. Yeah. Where's De Jong, bro? Where's he at, bro? We've been hearing all summer he's coming to United. Where's he at, bro? Can anyone see him? You devils are dead. That's all I got to say on you. Yeah. Arteta, I have to hope again, like in the January window, for minimal loss of games during injuries. Due to injuries, Partey, Kieran Tierney, Tomiyasu worry me. Yeah, man. Partey, Tierney, I believe we've at least got cover with Zinchenko. We sent Tavares out on loan to get experience as well at Marseille, which I think is a good thing. Not putting a buy option there. I think these are good things. But yeah, like, it is a bit of a worrying thing if Partey gets injured. I think that worries me. Tomiyasu, not so much. And I'll tell you why, because we still got Holding, we still got Saliba, and we still got Ben White. Now, our system as a back four, yeah, when Tierney gets forward, these three tuck in, and it becomes a free, yeah. So effectively, Tomiyasu's operating in transitions as a centre back when Tierney or Zinchenko get forward, yeah. Ben White and Saliba are both centre backs that have played at right back, yeah. So they can function in our system. They can tuck in. while Zinchenko or Tierney get forward on the other side. So I'm less concerned with a right back. It would be nice to have a right back that is able to get forward more. That is able, like Tierney or Zinchenko, to get down the touchline, to get balls into the box, and to help us in attacking phases a bit more. But looking at Arteta's system specifically and looking at the way it functions, if Tomiyasu is injured, at the moment we're playing Ben White at right back, Saliba as a centre back. You know, we could play Saliba at right back, White as a centre back. If White gets injured, we could play Saliba as the right back, Holding as the centre back. My point is, you can already see there's workable solutions in our squad without buying a right back. There's workable solutions with Kieran Tierney being injured by making Zinchenko our left back, who can also play in midfield. Partey is the worry. If he's injured, I don't see workable solutions in our squad currently. Yes. El Neni has improved dramatically and can play as a 6 in our system. And yes, you've got Lokonga, who can also operate as a 6 in our system, but there's a big drop in quality there. In spite of El Neni improving dramatically, Lokonga I think is a bit raw to be given that 6 spot. I personally think we should loan Lokonga out for a season. I've said this all along, for him to get experience. I'd love him to go to like Marseille, maybe somewhere in France, you know, like or another Premier League club that plays a similar style of play to us, just to get 38 games in a season, and then to come back next season. El Neni, he's only on a 1-year contract, so he'll leave at the end of it. And I think if we loan out Lokonga now, get him 38 games a season, and he comes back as El Neni leaves, then he can be that guy. You know, Tielemans, I like, who we've been linked to, but he doesn't play as a 6. He plays as an 8 in our system. Xhaka, I worry about playing as that 6. You know, like, so it's, for me, the party, getting a midfielder that can play in his mold, I think that's what we need to do. Tinktician says, I think the club still had the structure from Wenger. It's slowly getting better. Another 2 seasons and you'll be there. Exactly. And this is the thing, like the structure of the backroom. Under Wenger controlled a lot of things. Yeah, like he controlled, you know, like who we signed, the coaching, the scouting, the recruitment, you know, like he wanted to have his fingers in the pie of everything, you know, like whereas now you see that the big clubs that are successful, they have specialists in each of the areas, you know, to be able to handle all these things that supplement what the manager does. The manager just works with the players a lot more on a personal level. And yeah, we've had to rebuild and flesh out that structure like Liverpool have, and that is what is going to make us successful. Klopp versus Arteta comparisons are not good ones. To me, Arteta is learning things Klopp knew well before he joined Liverpool. Arteta will take too long. Not sure Arteta will see it through. And listen, I'm not comparing Klopp and Arteta in quality as managers. I'm fully aware that, you know, Klopp had already done you know, he had already retained a German title with Dortmund. He had already done the double in the last season, got them to a Champions League final, beat Bayern Munich in that Pokeball Cup final. You know, like I'm fully aware. You know, like the comparison isn't really to say that Arteta is as good as Klopp. Yeah, the comparison is more that the style in which they build, yeah, is very similar. Yeah, their talent idea is to look at players that aren't world class, but that can become world class. Yeah, Klopp is better at developing players than Arteta is, but they both seek to build teams in the same vein, i.e., they don't look like Man United or Chelsea or PSG or Man City, or maybe not Man City, PSG or Chelsea, yeah, or Man United. We'll just bring in a Ronaldo. We'll just bring in a Messi. And look at PSG. They brought in Gaultier now, yeah, and they brought in Campos, yeah, a proper director of football, yeah, and a guy in Gaultier who builds squads by doing what Klopp and Arteta do. Yeah, they and look at the signings that PSG have made. That Akite kid, do you know what I mean? That the kid from Leipzig, you know, the defender. They're bringing in players that aren't at the top level yet, but they are polishing diamonds, bro. They're polishing diamonds in the rough. And what I'm comparing is Klopp and Arteta's propensity to do the same thing. Klopp does it a lot better because, as you said, DWT, he has that level of experience that Arteta doesn't. Yeah, and he has that level of caliber that Arteta doesn't. I'm under no illusion in that area. What I'm talking about, where I'm really drawing the comparisons, is Arteta wants to build his squad in the same way that Klopp is building his squad, by bringing in these players and nurturing and developing them to that world-class level, yeah, rather than buying them at that world-class level at this stage. And that's important. And take that from a Liverpool fan here, DWT, man. I feel that he has the knowledge. He just needs to look at what managers like Klopp and Pep do and learn from them. That is spot on. That for me is spot on. You know, like, as I said, man, these managers, they're at the top for a reason. You know, but Arteta worked under Pep. You know, if you think that he worked under Pep and learnt nothing, I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, you hear players like Sane, players like Sterling, players like Jesus coming to us for this reason, saying that actually it was Arteta working with us as a coach, because I believe Arteta is a very good coach. One-on-one coaching and developing players, he's really good, man. He's really good. You got to give him his flowers here, because the reason we were in a top 4 race with no world-class players last season is his ability to work one-on-one with players and improve them, especially young players. Yeah. And yeah, I just think there's other areas of his game as a manager that he needs to develop. But in these areas, his talent ID and his one-on-one work with players, particularly young ones, to develop them and make them better is very good. The rest of the manager piece, yeah, what other things it takes to be a successful manager, working under pressure, you know, making the right in-game tactical decisions. These are things he needs to learn from Pep and Klopp. He needs to learn from observing them, what they do in these situations. And I believe that will come with time and experience. But he's a very good manager, you know, like, but he was at the club at the wrong time. With Aguero, I felt Pep just didn't want him. Yeah, man. You know, like, you know, we got rid of we got rid of well, they got rid of Aguero, so devils are dead, bro. Look at Ronaldo; he does not want in. I mean, yeah, I'm not even going to get into United. You know, you got the Man United agenda for that, man. That's their show. That's their business. You know, like, they got a lot to do. But yeah, it's just funny hearing them talk. I don't think you get years of experience in by just looking at other managers, Tinctician. He has no experience, and he has to experience it and learn it, how he can deal with it. And this is the thing, DWT, that's fine. He is learning to deal with it. The season before last against Villarreal, he came up against Villarreal in the Europa League quarter-final, and he completely changed his team, yeah, because he tried to outfox Emery by being unpredictable, and that didn't work out. What happened last season? He barely changed his first 11. He made changes a hell of a lot less. He tinkered with his team a hell of a lot less. He tried to develop a system whereby the same players were saying and playing in the same system. He tried to develop that continuity. He learned from that Europa League semi-final loss, and he took that into the following season, and that made us better. And that's the point, you know. He learned last season, yeah, that the squad was too thin and that he needed more depth and more quality. He's gone to address that, you know, this window. It's not ideal. learning on the job at Arsenal Football Club, right? But he is learning. He is learning. He is learning. He's getting better by the day, man. Yeah, he's getting better. You know, like making the right decisions in games. Is White or Saliba more likely to go right back today? Tomiyasu is not healthy. I think it'll be White at right back. I worry because at right back against Palace in our last game, Zaha gave Ben White a bit of a torrid time, but this time he's got Saliba next to him. I think that's going to be a big difference, you know, kind of going forward. So yeah, man, I definitely think, you know, that's what we need to bear in mind as well. Just getting through some of these comments. I would agree with you, Tinctician, but the way we played in North London derby towards the end of the season with the depleted squad highlighted his lack of experience. Did it highlight his lack of experience, or did it highlight the lack of quality and depth in our squad? I would say it highlighted the latter. You know, like he had to bring players back that were injured, rush them back. I think it highlighted the gaps in our squad more than his inexperience as a manager. Squad player to replace Partey or a formation that benefits squad win when Partey is out is what I hope for. Agreed. Spot on, man. Lokonga should go Brighton. Yeah, man. I think that'll be good. You know, like someone that plays, gets the ball down, tries to stay in possession, and you know, wants to control the game and the tempo of it, so that you can come back a much hungrier and fitter player. But guys, I forgot to remind people, yeah, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. We are absolutely buzzing for the new season, buzzing for the game later. I can't wait for it. Please smash the like button. Smash the like button to help the channel grow. You know, we need your help in doing that, so we can keep bringing you top-notch, top quality content. Tavra is on loan, and thinking Sambi on loan is best is what worries me. Arsenal doesn't need more projects marking us. We need squad. I mean, look, Arsenal are always going to have projects. Martinelli was a project. Now look at him. Saka was a project. Now look at him. ESR was a project. Now look at him. Odegaard, to a degree, was a project. Now look at him. Jesus is a project. Yeah, like obviously he comes with more pedigree than the other players that I named, but he's not really played consistent football. You know, like I'm talking like game in, game out at City. You know, like it's a big risk to consider that if we give him more game time and minutes, that he'll have better results and yield and return for us. That is a project. You know, like Zinchenko is a project. Yeah, like Arsenal will always need projects because we don't have City money. We don't have PSG money. We don't have the Chelsea during the Roman era money. Yeah. So the ways that you work around that DWT, I'm afraid the reality of that is projects. Yeah. And I've got no qualms with the projects. Yeah. At all. Because when they work out, they're very good for us. And then we can sell on those players, and then we can reinvest that money in players that are more tailor-made and ready. This is a thing, yeah. Like I've got no problem with that. Looking at players that are ready for the right now, yeah, involves invariably strengthening as a team, getting back in the Champions League. These players and these projects can help us do that, yeah. And then we can look at taking things to the next level, man. But yeah, man, smash the likes, people. I feel like I'm throwing you softballs, the king. Enjoy, man. Nah, man, it's all love, man. Like this is the thing. Like this is what it's about, man. You know, you're really sharing our opinions on the club and where it needs to go. And I make it very clear to people. People tell me I lack standards. For me, success in the short term and success in the long term are two different things. Chelsea won the Champions League in 2012. They won it again the year before last. You know, like you look at you look at like the consistency of their success after that. They've been successful and they've won trophies, but you look at City. City have won 4 of the 5 last league titles. You look at Liverpool. Liverpool have got to like what 3 or 4 of the last Champions League finals and won 1. Or like, you know, like this is crazy. Liverpool got to as many Champions League finals in the last 6 years as Fergie did in his whole 2 decades of management. How do you build that level of consistency? Yeah, because I'd rather that level of consistency, yeah, for that success. Chelsea, yes, have been successful. I'm not disputing that. Yeah, but their level of success and their consistency is down here compared to Liverpool's and Chelsea's in the last 5 or 6 years, and that's a fact. Yeah, that's what I want. I don't want this. Yeah, occasional appearance in a final, occasional Champions League here and there, and then back into the wilderness. No, I want to be up there. Yeah, with these two. Yeah, and these two, there is a long succession of planning. Yeah, there is a long, like, kind of, there is a process. Yeah, people mock us for this trust the process mantra, but with these guys, there really is. There have been some seasons where City have won the league and only bought 1 player. So it's not about, oh, you need to throw money at things, you need to buy players. No, you build the foundations. Yeah, so you get to that point where your team only needs a low level of maintenance, you know, like the odd player here, the odd player there, you know, like to be able to maintain that level of success, because your academy and the infrastructure that you've built in the club can bring people into the senior team and supplement the first team that way. Or those guys are not quite good enough. Okay, we can sell 3, 4, or 5 of them like Chelsea did, yeah, when they bought Lukaku. And then we can go and buy one of those players. You know, like, this is the thing, man. You know, like, this is what we need to look at. That's how I want our success to be built, man. I don't feel like Tomiyasu, Ramsdale projects like young players. Marquinhos, Tavares, Sambi are relative to City. Yes, they're all projects, but we need more experienced players. I'm not disputing that we need more experienced players, because we do. But Ramsdale, his experience prior to the level to coming to Arsenal, the 3rd biggest club in England, he had not played at that level. You understand? He had not played for a club as big as Arsenal. He had not been in a game as big as the North London Derby. That first North London Derby that he played in at the Emirates was the biggest game that he had played in his life. Tell me I'm wrong. Yeah. That is a project. Developing a player so they can play in that game. Yeah. So they can play for a club this big. Yeah. So that they can, at the age of 23, become an international goalkeeper, which he did. Yeah. And get his international cap. Yeah. As a result of the performances that he showed at Arsenal. That's a project. Yeah. Tomiyasu. Yeah. Look, 22 years old. Had played at the top level at Serie A for Bologna. Bologna and Arsenal, they don't belong in the same conversation, with the greatest respect to Bologna. The expectations of Bologna, yeah, and in the Serie A, compared to the expectations of Arsenal, playing for the 3rd biggest club, yeah, being much more watched. Every move that you make being much more scrutinized at Arsenal than it was at Bologna. My friend, that's a project. It's a different kind of project, yeah, to young players, but it's still a project, yeah. And I don't mind that, because out of the back of that, we've got a very good goalkeeper and we've got a very good right back. Yeah, like, I don't mind the projects, bro. I don't mind them, because for me, if Marquinhos can be half the player that Martinelli is showing to be at the moment, he's going to be a very good player. And whether he stays at Arsenal or we sell him for a profit, bear in mind we only paid 3 million for him. If we sell him, it's going to be for more than 3 million. Where's that 3 million gonna? Where's that profit surplus of the 3 million that we invested in him going to go? I'll tell you, back into the squad to reinvest, to get a player that will take us further. If it's not Marquinhos, you know. So this is the way we got to look at things. The sustainability of success. Yeah, you look at Liverpool. Yeah, they bought Darwin Núñez. They sold Mane. Yeah. They might sell Firmino. And the sale of those two players might almost fund the Nunez deal. They develop Nunez. In a year or two's time, he becomes world class. And he's worth even more. But they've already recouped most of the money from the player sale of those two players. This is how you sustain success in the longer term. I feel Arsenal are building a team, not a group of players. Arteta has a plan to create a players-first approach to management, and the all or nothing prove that a team people want to play for. Facts, man. You know, and I haven't watched those episodes yet. That's on my list of things to do later. I'm gonna go get a beard trim, you know, get this sorted out. Do stuff later for the match later on today. But yeah, I definitely think that yeah, this is what we're trying to build. You know, like we don't want to depend on one player. We don't want to depend on one manager. We want a backroom staff. You know, we want a coaching setup. We want a recruiting network. We want an infrastructure as a football club, yeah, to be able to be successful, whether Arteta is there, whether one player is there, or they're sold on and replaced or not. That's what Arsenal are trying to build. And we're getting there. Thomas, my friend, love from London, man. Yeah, much love to the international community following the Armoury and following the mighty Arsenal. Yeah, we're a big family, man. Wherever we're at, man. Yeah, yeah, man. We love that. We love to see that. So yeah, keep following. But listen, guys, I am going to tune out. It's been great to catch up with you guys. I think Saliba is going to be a great addition to our team. We're really going to see that this season. I definitely think that yeah, for sure, the you know we're going to do really well this season. We got to be patient though as well. We got to manage our expectations. We got to be realistic, yeah, and what we can expect from this squad. And there's going to still be bumps along the road. But I promise you, yeah, the club is moving in the right direction, yeah, and we will get there. We will get there. It takes time, man. It takes time, man. Thomas, I'm just going to show these last few comments because I just saw that he's going to the Emirates for the first time, August the 27th, my guy, against Fulham. Enjoy it, man. I'm hoping I can be there. I'm trying to get tickets at the moment. And I love it. The tickets to watch Arsenal, they've become hard to get again because everyone's excited. You know, like I'm loving that. You know, like, but listen, if you're there, hit me up. Yeah, follow us on Twitter. Please smash the likes. By the way, get those likes up. Smash those likes. Yeah, follow me on Twitter, GunnerKing14. Thomas, drop me an inbox. If you're there and I get tickets, then yeah, 100%. I'll be more than happy to link up and you know, kind of show you around, give you a bit of a stadium tour from the outside. If you want, go inside, do the stadium tour that way. I love this club, bro. I love this club, man. This here, this is a part of me, man. These cannons, man. Yeah. Yeah, I love this club, bro. I'll be more than happy to do that, man. But yeah, DWT, great talking to you as always. Everyone that's tuned in, much love. Guys, if there's anything that we discussed in today's show that you want to discuss further, leave the comments in the section of the video. Leave the comments in the section of the video. I will get back and I will respond to them personally. But yeah, listen, it's been great speaking to you all. I'm excited for tonight. My prediction for tonight, I'm going to go with 2-1 Arsenal. Yeah. But listen, love to each and every one of you for tuning in. I'm out. Peace, people.